Evening, people. Excuse me. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight's round 8 of CHewitt Racing's Mini Cooper Cup, hosted by Next Gen Racing. Tonight we are live from Brands Hatch. It's not a bad track. Oh, someone going off in the background there. Let me just pull up some bits and bobs for you guys tonight. So it's 2 races, a 15-minute and a half an hour reverse grid race for race 2. What have I done with them now? Here we go. So I think we've got joint lobbies tonight. So we've got the pros and the pro-ams. Looks like we've just got the pros in here at the minute. I think we've got to wait for some of the pro-am guys to send friend requests to the lobby host. So slightly low numbers in the pro-am, so they're going to join us tonight. Yes, well said. Everyone tried to use their radar. So while we're just hanging about, yeah, we've not started quali yet. There's a shed load of drivers in the pits. I will just run through the points as they stand. Let's see if I can get that any bigger. Here we go. So after Miyabi last week, Potomac Pot is leading the pack again. He's on 212 points. Pav 46 in second with 196 points. Yeah, so we've got some of the pro-ams joining now then. Ollie O'Neill in third place with 187 points, so not that far off Pav. 167 points in fourth is NGR Cutler. In fifth place we've got Carter Boy on 167 points as well. So joint fourth really with Cutler, joint fifth, whichever one you want to call it. Sixth place we've got Blackwell 411. He's on 165 points. Seventh place is Simon O'Neill on 141 points. And eighth place we've got NGR Big Z with 130 points. Right behind him on 127 is Luke Doherty in ninth. We've got Weiss in 10th. He's on 81 points. Is that the right? Yes, it is. Right, so bottom half of the table. I say bottom half, just the lower half of the table, because it does come in split in two. 11th place we've got Dan KBL 23. He's on 72 points. In 12th we've got Scar Wars on 54 points, on 52 points. Got Burnt Fry in 13th. Conrad in 14th with 47 points. ADG, who's out of this one now, he's on 21 points, and Prosser also out of this championship on 8 points. So that's the pro standings. Let me see if I can just find the pro-ams. Why have we got that twice? Being as we've got the pro-ams in, I'll run through their scores as well. Yeah, still waiting for 1 or 2 drivers, I think, are we? See what Cutler's got to say in the next couple of seconds. But yes, I will run through the pro-ams standings as well. We've got Thunder Rat in first. He's on 257 points, so storming away with the championship in the pro-ams. Graham Reed's in second. He's on 244 points. Oh, actually, he's not storming away with it. Graham Reed's keeping him in check. And there's a big gap back to third place. Boomilar 74, he's on 164. Fourth place is Boonsy Bob on 148. Zach Blackwell in the pro-ams as well for some reason. 122 points. For some reason he's in the pro-am lobbies. Not sure why. So sixth place NGR Happy. He's on 60 points. Then we've got Fool Killer in seventh. He's on 43 points. 10 points back from him. Again, we've got Dan in the lobby as well. Why in the pro-ams? Possibly those boys both, well, obviously those boys both being promoted to pros. And a couple of other drivers, I think, who are out of this one. We've got Anthony Hunt, who was in 9th, or is in 9th, with 31 points, but he's backed out of this championship. Cool Rides in 10th. He's got 28 points. Again, I don't know who of these guys are still left in these championships. And then the lower half of the table has Melvin Racing in 11th with 26 points. Also on 26 points is TJ Carlo, so we'll join 11th. Then 13th is Quinn, and he's on 24 points. Danzo on 11 points, and Pilgrim Paddy on 10 points. So not good for the guys at the bottom. So we have started the qualifier then. That's good. That means we've got enough people in the lobby. So live from Brands Hatch tonight. Who've we got chatting? Luke, evening. Tanso, evening. Let's get ourselves on track. Stick the usual gubbins on for everyone. Stick ourselves on with first man on track, Simon O'Neill. He's already a fair old distance out front, actually. Damo saying good luck, everyone. Evening, how you doing? Yeah, these are good races, these mini races. So already, look, got myself tangled up already. It's amazing. I don't know how I do it. Oh, too many wires. So still on outlaps at the minute. 15 minutes of quali. Let me take that off the screen. 15 minutes of quali into a 15-minute first race. Then we have a 5-10 minute break, and then we jump into reverse grid race for race 2. No fuel or tyre wear in race 1. You'll also notice that in quali as well. And then settings change. I believe it's ×5 and ×8, although it might change tonight due to having the pros and the pro-ams in a joint lobby. So Simon O'Neill then just going to come across the line to start the first of the flying laps. Ollie O'Neill, father and son combo, Ollie being the son. Go for the old Driftertronic round the first turn. Towards Druids then. Let's get ourselves back to not Bigsy. He's too far around already. I'm just going to go on board with Boonsy Bob, as he was just coming down the start-finish straight, but it took me too long to get there. Who is at the back of that pack though? It's not you, it's not you, it's you. Alright, we'll go on board with Boomilar then. So round Paddock Bend then, up the hill towards Druids. Hard on the brakes into Druids. So again, take that off the screen, runs out wide, that's not too bad. This corner's an awkward one to get right through Graham Hill Bend. Straight then. So again, it's almost a late apex for Surtees. A little bit of an awkward corner. Easy to run wide through there. Easy to turn in a little bit early as well. So on the straight then towards Pilgrim's Drop. Through Hawthorne. So again, can be a little bit awkward to get right. Easy to run wide through that one. Again through Westfield can be awkward. Slightly wider turn though, Westfield. And then down Dingle Dell towards Dingle Dell corner. Again, oh, run out wide. I was just about to say easy to run wide through there, and Boomilar's just proved me right. So down through Sterling's then, down Clearways. See what sort of time he puts in. We'll have a flick through the order and see who's where. So through Clark Curve, then back onto the Brabham Straight. Millar with a little bit of off-road action puts in a 1:43.4 for that lap. Right, oh, and now he's run himself wide on the exit off Paddock Hill Bend. Okay, so let's change this camera angle up and have a look at first place Potter McPot, currently on a 1:36.4. 0.3 of a second faster than closest rival currently Simon O'Neill, 1:36.7. Dan doing alright, but just chucking himself off track then through Dingle Dell. Back on track now though, so he's in third currently with a 1:36.8. I would expect to see these times come down a little bit. There we go, Simon O'Neill just putting in a faster time, and Ollie O'Neill too. Flip back through, Luke Doherty now putting in a fastest lap of quali. Potter McPot smashing that back. Time's coming through thick and fast. Come on, Moran, and let me flip to Potter McPot. Here we go. So now on a 1:35.7 for Potter. 1 of a second quicker than Luke Doherty, now on a 1:35.8. Simon O'Neill held that pole position for a split second, 1:36.2. Ollie O'Neill 1:36.3. Zach Blackwell, or Blackwell 411 on 1:36.6. Driving the sheer mini, livery mini. Go check them out. Dan is 6th then, 1:36.8. So Dan and Blackwell are both drivers in the Mini Challenge UK series, Real World Mini drivers. You may remember them from the Tuesday night series we had running a couple of months ago. They decided they've not had enough, they want more, so they're back to have a rip in the minis. And here they are. So Dan is 6th then, Weiss 7th. He's put himself on a 1:38.3. Cutler 8th, 1:39.1. So Cutler actually driving in one of the CHewitt Racing liveried minis. He's going a little bit wide through there, kept it on track. Thunderrat then, he's on a 1:39.6. So the pros and the prams running different spec cars tonight. It is the same mini but running different power. So the cars all weigh 1,050 kilos, but the pros are running 220 brake, the pro ams are running 150 brake, so that's why the time difference is so great. So Weiss then 1:38 or 1:36.4 now. 8th place. Thunderrat on 39.4 is his fastest. First of the Pro-Ams. Currently leading that championship as well. Boonsy Bob in 10th with the 1:41.9 currently. Halfway through qualifying. Boomilar 11th, 1:43.4. Graham Reed's 12th on a 1:43.7. Big Z in the pits. No time set by Big Z. We picked up a penalty from last week. I didn't see one on the score sheet, to be honest. So Ollie O'Neill chucks himself into pole then, 1:35.7. So it's exactly the same time as Potter McPot. 1:35.721, and Ollie O'Neill's 1:35.721. He's given Ollie the position though. Potter puts in as he comes through. Managed to beat it that lap, 1:35.8. Simon O'Neill 1:35.7 then, but Dan's just put in a stormer. What's Dan just chucked in? 1:35.703. Nearly running it wide through the exit. So nice fast lap there for Dan. He'll be happy with that if he can hold on to that position. Ollie then still holds on to that second. Potter now third. Simon O'Neill holding on to fourth. Doherty now fifth. thousandths of a second that has trimmed off really now. There won't be a lot more time skimmed off that time. Weiss now in the pits. Zach then on 1:36.0 in 8th. He'll be looking to do a flyer, just like Dan has. See if he can get up with his fellow mini challenge driver. So Thunder at the first of the Pro-Ams, they're 1:38.9. 2.3 seconds faster than closest rival Graham Reed's. So looking comfortable at Brands Hatch tonight is Thunder Rat. Graham Reed's, like I say, 2.3 seconds back. We've got Boonsey. He's another over half a second back from Graham Reed's as well. So quite big gaps in the qualifying times of the Pro-Ams. He's still not gone out and put a lap in. Potts put himself back in pole position though. 1:35.2. Flipping it, Potter. That's a whole half a second. I'll shut my mouth about tenths, thousandths and things. Potter's just gone. Shut up. Here you go. Ab half a second. So 4 minutes left to quali. Let's see if anyone can better that then. 1:35.2 for Potter. Midway round from closest rival Dan. Let's see what he's got when he comes across this timing line. If he gets Dingle right, that is. So he's 2 seconds down. Ollie O'Neill chucks himself into second, then pushes Dan back down a position. Ollie's put himself on a 1:35.6 then. Cutler's put in a stormer now, 1:35.4, so close that gap. Potter's gap reduced to 1/4 of a second. Still holds on to pole position though. Cutler then come to the end of quali, putting in a bit of a cheeky one. Pushes Ollie and Dan back down a position. Simon as well. Well, everyone actually. Doherty then in 6th. So just under 3 minutes remaining. Just get 2 laps in if you're quick. Depending where you are on track. Weiss now sitting in the pits. Zach in 8th. Managed to better that time with 1:36.0. Thunder Out also sitting the end of quali out. Graham Reed's ploughing into the wall. 1:41.2. Now left the lobby. Not the lobby, he's just gone back to the pits. So where was I? 9th, which is Thunder Out. Boonsey in 10th, so he has gone quicker, 1:41.818. Boomilar sitting the end of quali out, and Bigsy sitting the end of quali out. That's bottom of pot then, 2 minutes remaining. He'll definitely get another lap and a half in if he gets the second lap all the way in. Time's been 1:36. He's got 10 seconds to spare then. And there were quite long run-out times in the official qualifying sessions, so he might get round to finish an entire lap. Holds on to a pole position at the minute. Cutler then second position on that 1:35.4. 1/4 of a second back from Potter. Luke Doherty getting it all wrong through Paddock Hill Bend. Ollie O'Neill still in 3rd, 1:35.6, a little bit quicker, but not good enough to move him back up the order at the minute. Has he put himself? Oh no, he's beaten Ollie O'Neill already. So Dan holding on to 4th, then 1:35.7. Right on the tail of Zach, getting a bit of a push or a tow. Depends how he was playing that one. Simon O'Neill 5th then on 1:35.7. Someone's off in the background. Thunderat's going massively wide. Doherty holds on to 6th. 135.8. White still in the pits. Blackwell, yeah, still unable to beat that 136.0 at the minute. So he's in 8th. 9th is Thunderat. Just seeing him firing himself off track. He's coming in the pits though. 10th for Boonsey. Boomilar in 11th. Yeah, Bigsy, a lot of the Pro-Am boys just sitting the end of quali out. Bottom of pot go quicker. No, he doesn't. 138.4 there. But he's got enough time. Like I say, he's already crossed the line, so he'll get his. He's got 147, yeah, so he'll definitely get a cheeky last sneaky lap in. He's still got a full race pace as long as the drivers in front stay out of his way. He's got a chance to go quicker. Looks like Cutler's finished. Ollie O'Neill, so he's halfway round. Dan's crossed the line and finished. Simon O'Neill also. Luke, Weiss still in the pits. Zach crossed the line. Potter's got past Thunderat cleanly. Boonsey's coming across the line then, see if he can go quicker. He doesn't, holds on to 10th. Bigsy's still in the pits, so Potter McPot then, the last man still on a flyer. He's already holding pole position. Let's just stay and see whether he can go any quicker. Sterling's then just, oh, he's backed off, okay. Come on, Luke. You can do it, Luke. Bottom pot looking at all those shortcuts. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's the point. Where's path 46? Where did he go? Just looked in the comments. Let's just change that camera angle up. Yeah, I've just looked in the comments and 2 of the drivers have been disconnected. Pav and Graham Reeves did not finish. What's going on there? So it's going to jump straight into a race unless they go for a restart. The lobbies have been terrible recently again. I would hope Cutler goes for the restart with 2 drivers missing, one from pros and one from pro-ams. We'll hang about though and see what goes on. Potter McPot then in pole position. Like I say, you might just see cars start disappearing. All exit race, there you go. That's just popped up in the chat. Let's just slow watch. Look, people disappearing. Wow, it's amazing. Magic cars. So yeah, we're going to restart. Let Pav and Graham Reeds back in. Get them back in the pack. Unfortunately, they, unless somebody remembers their lap times, they might have to start at the back of their respective divisions. So Pav might have to start at the back of the pros, and Graham might have to start at the back of the pro-ams, unfortunately. There we go, first race cancelled. Cutler's now got to go through the rigmarole of setting up this grid. Glad it's not me. Okay, so Pav being asked what his qualifying position was before he got kicked out. And same for Cutler, same for Graham Reeds. So they might be put back into their original qualifying spots. Yeah, that's right, Graham Reeds was behind Thunderat. Two seconds back, if I remember rightly. Okay. that's good. That's good that we see the sportsmanship of letting people re-enter the race. Can be people out there who are like, no, starting the race. Obviously, if he gets to like the 5th attempt and it's not worked, well, sorry, but even I'd be thinking about jacking it in. Yeah, it's a little unfair to be asking to do sort of half an hour waiting while you try and get 2 or 3 drivers in a lobby, restart after restart. 1 or 2 maybe. So I would have been kicked out. Oh, because he's changed room settings. Okay. Jordan Hogan to the right just there in his orange Marshall suit. So a few of these drivers getting themselves out on track then. Graham Reed's getting a couple of sneaky ones in. Looked like he got disconnected quite early actually. Maybe halfway through, same for Pav. Pav might have been disconnected earlier. Definitely getting a sneaky one in as well. Positions will already be set, so it's just a case of 1 or 2 little practice laps for these guys. There's only 13 in the lobby. Where's the other 2? Or 1? Dan's in, Boomila. Thunderat, is Thunderat in? Can't see Thunderat. Thunderat's in. Still, is there still no Pav? Yeah, still no Pav. Maybe I have to go for a game restart. Some good racing these minis. It's going to make it better racing tonight because the pros have got a bit of work to do to get themselves through the pro-ams. So I think we're just waiting on confirmation from Pav. Let's see if he chucked a message or anything like that. Can't see anything currently. So possibly just in communication with Pav 46, we'll see. We'll stick with Luke Doherty while he's just ripping around the track. Let's change the view, let's give it a bit of that. See if I can just give Pav a little message, see if he's alright. His PlayStation might have blown up, who knows. Where's he gone? That's why I can't find him. Okay, looks like we're not waiting for Pav then. Race has been started. So grid order slightly differently than with Graham Reed shoved into second then. Potter Pot holding pole position. Cutler in second. Ollie O'Neill third. Dan in fourth. Simon O'Neill in fifth. Luke in sixth. Weiss in seventh. Zach in eighth. Zach Blackwell, that is. And that's the pros. Oh no, Bigsy, sorry. Bigsy must have had a penalty then, so sitting out quali and starts at the back of the pros. So Weiss not having a great start. Looks like he's had a false start. He's cleared up NGR Bigsy. Bigsy obviously didn't see him stalling off the line. Unfortunately, he's run straight into the back of him. So out front, currently Potter Pot leads the way as they head into Druids, going slightly defensive from attack from Cutler. Holds on to that P1 at the minute. Cutler right behind him though in second. Ollie O'Neill still in third. Dan in fourth. Simon O'Neill in fifth. Luke in sixth. Zach seventh. Weiss in eighth. Thunderrat then in 10th, first of the Pro-Ams. Sorry, Thunderrat in 9th. Why I said 10th. What's happened to Bigsy? Let's just try and find Bigsy. Unfortunately, Bigsy now. Let's get the old telemetry up. He's got to start from 12th possession in race 1 and get his way through the Pro-Ams right at the start. So a lot of work to do for Bigsy. Let's go back up front. Potter Pot then still leading the way. You've got Cutler right on his rear bumper as they head through Dingle. Ollie O'Neill sticking with the top two as well. A little bit of a gap developed between himself and Dan, half a second. Simon O'Neill piling the pressure on Dan now then. Coming down towards Clark Curve. Dan having to go defensive. Simon O'Neill looking dangerous. Oh, who's that? That's Ollie O'Neill. He's got it wrong through Clark Curve. He's off the track. He's losing positions. He's down in 7th. So Simon O'Neill. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Potter Potts. Oh, Dan's off in the background. He's managed to keep it in a straight line and not take anyone else out. What's happened to Cutler? Cutler's down in 8th. So maybe Cutler getting involved in that as well. I couldn't tell if it was Cutler's fault or Potter's or Ollie's, but unfortunately they're both out of this fight at the minute. Potter Pot running away with this one a little bit, 1.7 seconds over second place Simon O'Neill. Doherty trying to go down the inside through Surtees. He's kept it through there. Simon O'Neill holds onto it though. Can he hold it all the way to Hawthorns? Potter Pot extending his lead to 1.8 seconds. Luke Doherty in slipstream of Simon O'Neill coming up through Hawthorn. Gap starting to develop then. Big gap between first and second, big gap between third and fourth. Fourth place Weiss then, he started way down the order, he's up into fourth, he'll be happy with that. Zach Blackwell fifth. So a big melee of pro drivers out front at the minute. A little bit wide for Zach. He's lost a little bit of speed. That's going to allow Dan to come back at him side by side as they head down towards Clark Curve. He's lost enough speed that Dan's got past him. Up into 5th then for Dan, 6th place for Zach. Ollie O'Neill after his off-track incident in 7th and Cutler in 8th after that collision as well. I'm assuming both of them got involved in that. I didn't see Cutler off track, but I did see Ollie. And then Bigsy, he's managed to get his way through the Pro-Ams. He's got 4 seconds to try and catch up with the rest of the pros up front. So Thunderrat then, first of the Pro-Ams, not really spent a lot of time with these guys. He's in 10th, but first of the Pro-Ams. 39.8, fastest lap so far. Boumilar is in 11th. 4 seconds back though. A lot of work to do. 4 minutes into this race already. Boonty Bob another second and a bit back from Boumilar in 12th. Graham Reed's in 13th, so it looks like we have lost another driver. lost Graham Reed. Oh no, Graham Reed is there. Of course he is. I'm on board with him. Who have we lost? I don't know. I didn't see any names pop up on the screen. Potomac Pot in the meantime has extended his gap to 2.6 seconds. Simon O'Neill now down in 7th, so a little bit of collateral damage happening all over the track that I'm missing. Doherty holds on to 2nd at the minute. 2.5 back from Potomac Pot. Dan in 3rd, then a 2nd back from Luke. Nice 4th, being tailed by Ollie O'Neill down the start-finish straight. Let's go a little bit defensive. See if they both keep it on track through Paddock Hill. Nice going defensive. Ollie O'Neill trying to fire it up the outside. Gets a good cut back, but Weiss will keep the inside line into Graham Hill Bend. Holds on to that 4th position. Good bit of driving between those two. O'Neill then holds on to 5th. Cutler half a second back in 6th. In the purple sector for NGR Cutler as well. He's getting a toe up this back straight. Simon O'Neill 7th. I didn't see what happened to Simon, but he was chasing down Potomac Potts or fending off Luke Doherty. He's now down in 7th place. He won't be happy with that, but slowly closing up on NGR Cutler in front, to keep an eye on that. Bigsy, he's also closed the gap, 2.5 seconds. So could still be in for a position change for Bigsy. He's already made his way past Zach Blackwell. So he's already carving into the Pro-Ams. Oh, Zach just about keeping it on track through there. Thunderrat then 5.2 back, 1st of the Pro-Ams. He's pulled himself a massive lead over 2nd place Pro-Am driver Boumilar. 8.2 seconds that gap there. Boonsy Bob slowly closing in on Boumilar as well. So yeah, we've lost one Pro-Am driver. Apologies, I forget who that was. We may have lost one Pro. I know we've got all Pro drivers. Potomac Pot then had that gap reduced a little bit, 2.2 seconds. Luke Doherty closing that gap. He is being hounded by Dan though for that 2nd position. Just under half a second. Gap coming down as well. A little bit of a purple sector there for Dan. Getting the bit between his teeth, trying to chase down Luke Doherty, getting that slipstream done. He's got on board with Dan as he tries to chase down Luke Doherty, losing a bit of time through Hawthorns. Couldn't say that then. Losing a little bit more time there as well. Gap 2.6 of a second. Taking all the curb in the world. Luke's on wide, that's going to slow him down. Dan's all over him now. Keeps the power, it's less than half a second, he's closing in. Doherty will probably have to go defensive. Both these drivers drifting these minis through the final turn. Still under half a second between Luke and Dan. Getting a better run through Paddock Hill. Oh, he's had to run himself a bit deep though to avoid clattering into the back of Luke Doherty. Slowed him down a little bit, but he's back in the fight. Potomac Pot up front in the meantime, still 2.6 seconds back. Up front, in front. In fact, Doherty 2.6 seconds back. So can Dan get it done again up the back straight? He's got a good run out. Gap's only a quarter of a second. Luke's going to have to think about going defensive into Hawthorns, I think. He puts his car in the middle of the track at least. So still Dan unable to get past him. He's got a good run through Hawthorns though. Again, Luke just sticking his car exactly where it needs to be. Almost contact there between Dan and Luke. Awesome driving between these two at the minute. Through Dingle Dell then. See Luke run it wide there, he's learnt his lesson from that one. Just change that camera angle up. Through the pack a little bit. Potter McPot then extending that gap to 3.3 seconds. Luke Doherty and Dan having to relinquish a bit of time there just to defend the position from each other. So Dan in third then, Ollie fourth, Weiss in fifth, Simon sixth, himself past Cutler. Cutler under pressure from Bigsy and Zach now, picked up a penalty as well, so possibly going wide in the final turn. Trying to lose it as he heads up towards Druids. Having to go defensive from the attack from Bigsy. Zach just perched in the background. Oh, Cutler's run himself wide. Zach's followed him off track. Will they pick up more penalty for that? Possibly, possibly not. I think he can run quite wide in that turn. So Thunder Rat then, he's had a little race all of his own. He's got 12 seconds to the Pro Boys in front, and he's got 13.5 back to Boomilar in second. Second in the Pro-Ams. Boonsy Bob closed that gap. He's unable to make his way past yet though. 4 minutes left of this race. Graham Reed unfortunately way off the pack, 19 seconds back. So hopefully it's just disconnects and internet issues. No, that's not what they want to hear, is it? Hopefully it's just internet connections that are causing issues with the lobbies dropping drivers and things like that. Bottom of pot then just sticking in the fastest lap of the race, 1:35.3, and then just being out smoshed by Luke Doherty, who's just put in a 1:35.350. So only just beat Potter. Beat him nonetheless. Potter then led the race from start to finish. There's a bit of an instant into the final turn in lap 1, which allowed him to just make a bit of a break. And he's been able to keep that gap ever since. 3 minutes left on the clock then. Luke in second, still 3.6 back from Potter McPotts. Very doubtful, without a mistake from Potter, very doubtful that Luke Doherty's going to be able to close that gap up. Dan's still lurking in the background, only 0.6 of a second. There's a purple sector again there from Dan. Ollie O'Neill 4, so he got involved in that first lap action. Ended up going off track. I think it was him and Cutler involved in that. Ollie's had a bit of a recovery. Unfortunately, Cutler's not had such a great recovery. Currently holding fourth then for Ollie. Weiss in fifth. He's done a good job holding on to that fifth position. Managed to keep himself in front of Simon for the last half of the race. Simon was actually battling it out front as well. Came a cropper somewhere, I didn't see what happened. So Cutler still holds on to seventh. Bigsy right on his tail. Both of these drivers have managed to drop Zach a little bit. Almost a second between Zach and Bigsy. So under a minute left. Thunder Rat first of the Pro-Am boys. 1:38.8 for Thunder Rat. I would expect that to probably be the fastest lap of the Pro-Am times. Boomilar, so he has managed to make a break from Boonsy then. He's now got 3.6 seconds breathing room between himself and third in the Pro-Ams, Boonsy. Graham Reed's closed that gap down a little bit. Oh, we just catch him running himself a little bit wide in 30. He's going to slow him down again a little bit. Oh, he's run himself wide in the last turn as well. So Graham Reed's having a nightmare come the end of race 1. So we'll just stick with Potter then. We've got less than a minute on the clock. He'll get round to do another lap. He's had his time reduced though, 2.4 seconds, so he might have run himself wide somewhere. He will have to put in another lap. He's just got to keep that gap between himself and Luke. And just pull another 10th from third place Dan as well, has Luke. So Potter McPot then crosses the line to start the final lap. Less than 30 seconds on the clock. Heads up towards Druids then. Still holding on to 2.4 seconds. Luke Doherty second. Dan's pulled that 10th back. So will he make a brave late lunge somewhere in this final lap? He's a little bit far back at the minute. See what happens as they come through the second half of this track. Ollie O'Neill then holding on to 4th, so we have flipped over to final lap then. Race timer has tripped out. Simon O'Neill in 5th, got himself past Weiss. Weiss properly, yeah, looks like Weiss has been off track because he's now under pressure from Bigsy. Bigsy has got himself past Cutler, so up to 7th for Bigsy. Another position just in front of him waiting to be had. So yeah, from the back of the pack in the pros, he's not done too bad, to be perfectly honest, considering he was, you know, a few seconds, what was he, 3 or 4 seconds back at the beginning of race 1. Closing up on Weiss as well. He's got to watch from the attack from Cutler. Thunder Rat has just crossed the line for the Pro-Ams. Let me just stick with Potter McPot then, so he comes down this last straight through the final turn. As he keeps it on track, he's going to do alright. So back onto the start-finish straight then for Potter. Comes across the line, great big handbrake to take first, well done Potter. Luke Doherty second, managed to fend off the attack from Dan. Dan third. Ollie O'Neill 4th, great big handbrake from him as well, thank you. Simon O'Neill going to come home 5th. Got Weiss and Bigsy side by side. Weiss is going to hold on to 6th, Bigsy 7th, Cutler 8th, Zach in 9th. So that's the pros. And it was Thunder Rat, Boomilar, Boonsy and Graham Reeds for the Pro-Ams. So a nice win for Potter McPot, pole position, clean race. I should expect so as well. He got out front and just led it. So who did we lose? We did lose Pav. I know we lost Pav. Who else did we lose? It was only 13. Now there's 14, 15 including myself. Ollie, Dan, Simon, yeah, Weiss, yeah. What's going on? Happens a lot. Yeah, it's a nice win for Potter. Nice and comfortable. Cutler was in 2nd. And it looks like he and Ollie had a bit of a coming together into Clark Curve. Ollie fired himself off track, not quite sure what happened to Cutler. But both of them ending quite far back. Bigsy not having a great start either, nor did Weiss. Weiss false started off the line. And Bigsy didn't see him stalled on the line, smashed straight into the back of him. He started a few seconds back, but came back at the end. Cutler just saying he can't believe that Bigsy took him at the end of that race. So yeah, well played to Bigsy for that one. And fortunately, only real battle in the Pro-Ams was between Boonsy and Boomilar, and that ended up stretching out a little bit. Can be, well, it's a bit of a shame really that they don't get to have a good ding-dong, you know. So, settings for race 2 just being changed. Tyre wear is set at times 10 then, fuel depletion times 5. So it's a half an hour race, it will be reverse grid. But it will be reverse grid pros at the front and then reverse grid pro-ams. That's how it works. Just to save any chaos into turn 1 or into Druids. With the pro boys obviously in the faster car having to battle their way through in the first couple of turns when it's all packed and tight. Luke Doherty just giving a shout to Dan there, saying that was some close racing. Had him sweating. New brake pedals playing up. Yeah, you're under some pressure there, Luke. Reed's back out on track over a couple of sneakers. So we've got a 5-minute break. That won't last very long. Yes, into race 2. So more points on the board for Potomac Pot, extending his lead of the championship. Unfortunately, Pav missing out on that race. He's got himself into the lobby for race 2 at least. Hopefully his internet holds out. So unfortunately for Pav, he jumped straight into race 2 with tyre wear and fuel depletion. But that won't phase Pav at all. It's just get a good old razz round in race 1. Also out on track. Well, you wait till you see the replay, Luke. At one point, Dan may as well have been touching your car. I think it was going through Dingle Dell, or Hawthorne, one of the two. Might have been Westfield. Right on your tailpipes his was. I'm surprised there wasn't contact, to be honest. So it's pretty much going to be straight into race 2 by the look of it. Just waiting for 1 or 2 more drivers to actually join the race room itself. Like I say, reverse grid. Faster boys from race 1 having to start from the back of their respective grids. See what sort of tyre selection people go for. So Luke Doherty's going for a set of mediums, everyone else in front. So racing softs for Potter, softs for Pav. Graham Reed's also out. Oh, he's got softs on the front, super softs on the back. Sneaky. Luke Doherty racing mediums all over. Thunder at full set of racing softs. Zach has gone for full set of racing mediums. Big Z racing mediums. Cutler has gone for racing softs. Racing softs for Simon. Ollie O'Neill on racing softs as well. Weiss is the same. Dan's gone for racing hards on the front and mediums on the rear. See how Dan gets on. Full set of mediums for Boomilar and full set of racing softs for Boonsey. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Dan's little mini gets on. Hards on the front, mediums on the rear. Looking to run extremely long then is Dan. Luke, thank you. Right, into race 2 then. I told you it wouldn't take long, didn't I? 5 minutes goes quicker than you think. Let's see what sort of camera angle PlayStation gives me for the start of race 2. Not always the best. Sometimes you can be looking at a wheel of like 5th place when you're supposed to be looking at 1st place. So, Zach Blackwell takes pole position in race 2. Cutler 2nd, Bigsy 3rd, Weiss 4th, Ollie O'Neill 5th, Simon 6th, Simon O'Neill, Dan in 7th, Luke Doherty 8th, Potomac Pot in 9th, Pav in 10th as he missed race 1. Oh, it's a false start from Weiss again. He's trying to pull himself out of the way. Some good, after his incident in race 1, he's done the right thing, pulled himself off track. He's going to lose a lot of time, then he's at the back of the pack. So Zach leads us through in race 1 then. Towards Druids. Everyone seems to be on track. He's pulled a second lead already, has Zach Blackwell. Bigsy into second. Cutler's coming back at him though. Cutler will have the inside line. Graham Hill. Oh, someone's got a little bit squeaky. Cutler and Bigsy still side by side, then through Surtees. Cutler just winning out, but now Ollie O'Neill stuck his way through as well, so he's taken that third position off of Bigsy. Bigsy will have the tow. Not now. Ollie O'Neill's chucked himself into third. Weiss has left the room, unfortunately. Bigsy in fourth then. Got under pressure from Simon O'Neill. So losing a couple of positions already for Bigsy. Simon in fifth. Luke Doherty sixth. Pot seventh already. Pav eighth. Dan in ninth. And then we've got Graham Reed's out front for the Pro-Ams currently. Oh, he's drifted that mini. He's gone off track a little bit. Oh, he's lost it. We've got, Boumilar's done exactly the same thing behind him, but unfortunately he's not kept it in a straight line and ploughed himself into the wall, just getting his car running again. Big chunk of damage on the front of that mini for Boumilar as well. Losing time. So right at the start of race 2. Won't be happy with that. Graham Reed's lucky he didn't pick up any damage. If he did, it's dropped itself now. Let's see if Boumilar's has gone. No. Yeah, it's gone now. So we're back up to race pace. Meantime, Zach has kept his lead. That reduced a little bit, still holding 0.9 of a second. Evening 1805, how you doing, mate? Thank you for stopping in. Give it a quick like if you don't mind, thank you. Zach then into lap 2, still holding the race lead. Cutler up into second, Ollie O'Neill third. Pot having a blast already, he's up into fourth. Got himself past Bigsy. So through Hawthorne then. Pulling a little bit of a gap. Simon O'Neill trying to make himself known to Bigsy. Just keeping it on track there through Westfield in Simon. Towards Dingwall Dell then. Does everyone keep it on track? This is where we saw one of the two of the Pro-Am boys go off earlier. So Simon then managed to get himself past Bigsy. Slow through. Who's that? Pav coming through on Bigsy as well. So Pav, Bigsy's losing positions left, right and centre here. What's going on, Bigsy? He's down in 7th place. Luke Doherty's looking to make that move past him as well. What's going on, Bigsy? Racing mediums are looking a little bit worn, but in the meantime, Zach Blackwell's run himself off track. So he's now down in 9th position. Let's go through the Pro-Ams as well. So Thunderrat has got himself back up into 1st place. He's pulled the gap over 2nd place Boonsy as well, 2.6 seconds already. Graham Reed's in 3rd for Pro-Ams, 3.7 seconds back. And Boumilar, after his off-track action and damage, he's down at the back, 4 seconds back. Graham Reed's did pretty much the same thing, but managed to keep it rolling at least. Cutler, in the meantime, has got himself up into pole position. Ollie O'Neill's 2nd. We saw 1st place Zach Blackwell run himself off track in Paddock Hill Bend, unfortunately losing all that time, now down in 9th position. So he'll be swearing and cursing in his helmet. I know I would be. In that meantime, Cutler leading the race then, 0.3 of a second over Ollie O'Neill. Pot gained another place up into 3rd. Pav in fourth, so also having a good race from the back of the pack is Pav. Bottom Pot also fastest lap currently, 1:36.0. Simon O'Neill fifth. Luke Doherty's got himself up into sixth. Goes for a little bit of a move into Druids, a bit far back there, Luke. Maybe trying to pressure Simon into a mistake. So the Pro boys then running these 220 brake minis, piling the pressure on Simon then as they head down towards Surtees. Simon having to go a little bit defensive. Luke's just got down the inside, a little bit of contact. Luke's pulled over, just giving that place back. A bit of sportsmanship there as well. He's just slowing the pair of them down. Bigsy's coming back on the attack, then down the hill towards Hawthorne, so I don't think he's going to get it done. So Luke holds on to 6th then, Bigsy 7th. Dan 3.6 back, 3.5 back in 8th. And Zach after his off-track action, now 3.2 off the back of Dan. So top of the Pro-Ams, Thunderrat in 10th. Yeah, pulling big gaps from his contenders, 6.3 seconds already over second place Boonesy. Graham Reed's closed that gap. Oh, I say that, he's just run himself wide. Oh, he's lost all that time, he'd got it down less than 2 seconds, now he's gone back up to nearly 4 seconds. I'm sure there's some appropriate swear words going on in Graham Reed's helmet as well. He's nearly done it there as well. This is all allowing Boomilar to slowly close back up. That's a long race as well. In the meantime, Cutler's coming under pressure. Sorry, no he's not. It will be. Ollie O'Neill coming under pressure. Potter Pot stormed through into second position. He's put that set of racing softs through a bit of a beating. His tyre's not looking that much better, to be honest. Still holds 0.7 of a second over Potter McPotts. He has fought his way through from the back of the pack as Potter. Just making his way past Ollie there, up into second. Ollie O'Neill third, then top three have managed to pull nearly 3 seconds over Pav. Pav's got a big gap back to 5th place now, 4.3 seconds back to 5th place on Simon O'Neill. Luke up into 6th, closing the gap on Simon. Must have lost a bit of time somewhere. Him and Bigsy possibly through going defensive, just allowing Simon to pull a bit of time on these two. So Dan now 4.6 seconds back from Bigsy. Zach slowly closing up on him as well. Gap down to 1.7. His racing super softs are looking absolutely beaten up though. Let's see how Dan's racing hard medium combos are doing. Alright, still a bit of wear on those hards. These minis are forcing their tyres around these turns though. Come back and check on Dan later, see how his tyres are doing. So Cutler holds on to that lead. Potter McPot still 0.7 of a second. Not managed to close that gap up. It will come down now a little bit. They both pull time over 3rd place Ollie. His racing softs looking worn out now as well. Possibly you're going to see the top 3. No, you're not. You might see Ollie come in, but Cutler and Potter might be able to go a lap or 2 more with the fuel they've got on board. O'Neill in the meantime, his fuel gauge now flashing red. His racing softs looking pretty worn out. Oh, almost running wide through there. You can see the tail of that mini just getting a little bit loose. So does Ollie O'Neill come in the pits this lap? Yes he does. Yes, it would have been a short run race for him if he hadn't. Pav 46 also holding a lap or 2 more fuel as well. He jumps himself up into 3rd position. Ollie's still 4th while he's in the pits. Simon O'Neill and Luke Doherty in the pits as well, 6th and 7th. So the tyres on the Pro-Am boys, Zach Blackwell just coming in the pits, so he's already been overtaken by Thunder Rat. So Zach must have been off track again somewhere. So Thunder Rat, where's he gonna? He holds on to 6th, but he's now got the Pro-Am boys on fresh. The Pro boys on fresh tyres coming at him in the faster cars. So he's not going to hold on to that position for long. Neil in. Looking to get past him, possibly waiting. Is he going to go down here, or is he going to wait till the back straight? He does, he goes for it before Surtees. Extra power of that 220 brake over the 150. Makes that nice and easy. So you may see Thunder Rat getting swamped in a minute. Pro-Am boys able to run a little bit longer due to not putting their tyres under quite so much pressure. Now Graham Reed has been in, fresh set of racing softs, half a tank. Cutler and Potter follow each other in then. Pav comes in now, a couple of seconds back. 6 seconds back is Pav. So it's on between Potter and Cutler then in race 2. He comes through, he'll be in at the end of this lap. Cutler just been released then. Neil being released as well. Doherty coming past, oh no, sorry. Why won't inflict Potter Pot then holds on to 3rd. He's gone for a full tank and a set of racing mediums. Let's see what Cutler put on. Oh, he's running it wide through there though, Potter. Cutler has put on a fresh set of racing softs and he's gone for just over half a tank. So his car will run quicker for the first bit of this stint, and then the tyre wear will make the time to drop off a little bit. Potter and Pot will have a good old chance of catching up then. The racing mediums lasted a lot longer and a lot more fuel as well. 3.4 to try and make up on Bigsy and Cutler. That extra fuel just costing him all that time. Ollie O'Neill back out the pits, fresh set of racing mediums, just under a full tank he's put in. Holding on to 4, 2.2 back from Potter currently. Luke Doherty, he's gone for a fresh set of racing softs, just over half a tank. Closing up on Ollie as well. So Pav's gone for a fresh set of racing mediums and a full tank. Thunder Rat yet to pit in the Pro-Ams. Simon O'Neill, he's been in for a fresh set of racing softs. Just over half a tank, 8th place currently for Simon. Zach, we just catch him running it wide through Sterling there. So he's put on a fresh set of racing super softs and half a tank. So those super softs not lasting very long compared to everything else. Dan then, he came in, even though he went for the hard medium combo, he's come back out on a full set of racing hards. So one thing you can't do is swap your tyre combos or split them when you actually come in the pits. Zach almost running it off track again there. Bigsy just comes out the pits into 8th in between Dan and Zach. He's on a fresh set of racing mediums, pretty much a full tank on board for him. So Thunder Rat's pit now then, he's gone for a fresh set of racing softs and just under a full tank. Boomilar will be in at the end of this lap. Boonsy's coming for a fresh set of racing soft 3/4 of a tank. Graham Reeds came in a lap or so ago. Fresh set of racing soft half a tank. So Cutler then gaining a few seconds through the pit stop. He's managed to claw out a 7.5 second lead over 2nd place Potter Pot. But Potter's got more fuel on board. He's got the harder wearing tyres, slightly slower in the first part of the stint. be able to run a little bit longer. Reducing the amount of time he actually spends in the pit. Whereas Cutler will have to come in earlier. See how that plays out. So halfway through race 1 then, just over the 15-minute mark. In the background we've got Ollie O'Neill and Luke Doherty battling it out for third. So through Graham Hill then, down Cooper Straight. Can Luke Doherty is looking to go down the inside. Does, gets the job done through Surtees. Can Ollie O'Neill stick in the slipstream and get it back before Hawthorns? Doherty again just putting his car in the middle of the track, knowing there's no way past quite a thin section of track. He's run himself deep through there though. That's going to allow Ollie straight back through, up into third then for Ollie. Losing a bit of time there as well. You see Ollie just pulling away now. Just carrying that extra speed through that turn. Luke Doherty coming straight back at him though through Dingledale. Down towards Sterling, again closing that gap back up. Just trying to get his nose down the inside. So Ollie just hold on to the start-finish straight. Really look to make a bit of a move into Druids. Right on his tail then as they come down the start-finish straight. Side by side, unfortunately wasn't able to quite get down the inside there for Luke. Now he's trying to run it around the outside. Respectful driving there. So back up towards Druids then again. So Ollie O'Neill now putting his car in the defensive positions. Luke Doherty having to try and make his way past. Luke now goes for a run around the outside to get the run into Graham Hill. Doesn't get it done through there again. He's going to stick with Ollie O'Neill. Let him get away as they go through Surtees. He's going for a move. Again, he's just had to back out of that one. Ollie O'Neill's left him enough room though. So only a quarter of a second. Doherty just starting to close back up. Not going to be enough before Hawthorns. Again, closing up on the braking for Luke. Oh! Nearly losing the mini there, losing time to Ollie. He's going to come back out of this view. No positions to be had yet then. Back up front, Cutler extending his lead. He's got another second down a bit, 1.2 seconds he pulled out over Potter McPotts. A little bit more now. Potter McPott just going off track, picking himself up a penalty for that as well. Yeah, he's gone off track a lot as Potter. He's losing time. That's another second and a half he's lost to Cutler there. Gap nearly up to 10 seconds now. Luke Doherty then 4.8 seconds back in third. He's got himself back past Ollie. So there's a good old battle between these two. Run himself a bit wide through there, trying to give room to Ollie. Lucky to keep that on track, Luke. He's lost a bit of time to Ollie in front. He's coming under pressure from Pav behind now as well. That's not what he wanted. He'd have wanted to have got past Ollie. And try to make a bit of a break, but that's not happened. So a three-way fight for this third position now as Pav's managed to close that gap up. Oh, it's going to be a two-way fight now. Doherty losing all that time through Surtees, running it wide. Racing soft starting to come into effect then all the wear on that. Again, he's gone slightly defensive, Luke. Pav was carrying enough speed to get the job done. He's not though, so Ollie O'Neill also not having the best of laps there. Luke Doherty managed to keep him in check even with his off-track action. Pav unable to get it past him before Hawthorns holds on to 5th. Simon then 4.6 seconds back in 6th. Zach in 7th. Again, those racing super softs just wearing out far too quick, I think, Zach. 13.4 seconds back. Bigsy on the mediums, 3.1 seconds back. Is he closing that gap? Losing a bit of time at the minute. Luke Doherty comes in the pits now then. So Dan, the last of the pros, sitting in 9th position, 6.4 seconds back from Bigsy. He's 45 seconds off race lead as well for Dan. Thunderat, top of the Pro-Ams. He's only 7.2 seconds back from, he's going to actually take a place from Zach Blackwell, I think. Zach's already in the pits, getting rid of those racing softs. Thunderat up into 9th then. Or possibly, it's going to be side by side with Zach as they come out of that pit, so he does hold on to 9th, but again, the less empowered Pro-Ams get these positions taken back off pretty damn quick by the pros. Trying to give Zach a little bit of room through there. So again, the power of the pro cars should be enough just to fire his way past Thunderat there, back up into 9th for Zach then. He's gone for another set of racing super softs, he does like them. Thunderat 10th then, first of the Pro-Ams. Big gap between himself and Graham Reed's Cutler in the pits, race leader. I'll go and check out where Pot is in a second. So Graham Reed's closest rival to Thunderat in second, 24 seconds back. Booty Bob only 1.8 back from Graham. So maybe a battle developing here. Boomilar way off the pack now for 15 seconds back. Right, so Potham and Potts obviously come in the pits as well. Ollie O'Neill and Pav have stopped out. Cutler rejoins the racetrack, 3/4 of a tank racing soft. Potter's gone for 3/4 of a tank racing soft, so it's on to the end of the race then between these two. Potter actually gaining about 4 seconds in that pit stop as well. So I've got Pav and Ollie O'Neill side by side through Surtees. Pav just winning out through there. Ollie O'Neill having to relinquish that place, drops into second. So have they got enough fuel on board? Ollie O'Neill definitely hasn't got enough fuel on board to run to the end of the race. Pav, I'd be very lucky. He'll be very lucky if he makes it to the end on that fuel. So these two might just have to drop back into their 3rd and 4th positions, depending if they come in the pits or not. So Cutler 3rd then, 1.5 seconds back. Potham and Pot gained a bit more time on Cutler, about half a second. He's pulled in more time as well. Oh, and getting his wheels on the grass, that might slow him down a little bit. No. For Potter, I'll have a few more tenths, thank you very much, even with some wheels on the grass. Gap down to 4.3. Luke Doherty in 5th then, so he's not long been in the pits. First set of racing softs, nearly a full tank of fuel for Luke. Ollie chucks himself in the pits now in 4th. So Luke Doherty might come out side by side with Ollie. Those two have been having a great race. Yes, there he is. Ollie just coming out of the pits then. Luke Doherty coming through at race pace, but Ollie O'Neill holding on to 4th then. Luke Doherty right on his tailpipes again. The battle ensues. Simon O'Neill 6, 7.4 back, so he's coming out of a fresh set of racing softs. Dan's stuck out on those hards. Zach's closed the gap back up on him on the racing super soft. Bigsy's also involved in this fight as well. He's on a fresh set of racing softs. So a 3-way fight for 7th, 8th and 9th. I think might be a bad choice of tyre at the minute for Dan. Zach then, side by side already as they come through. Down towards Surtees. Oh, Dan's run himself a little bit wide, trying to give room. That's allowed Bigsy through as well. Dan losing 2 positions there. He won't be happy with that. Let's just see what's happening out front. Cutler then holds race lead, only 0.6 of a second over Pav. Pav looking to run long on those mediums. He's only got a quarter of a tank of fuel on board. Potter McPot getting more time, so he's only 2.1 seconds off the back of Pav. He's only 3.3 seconds off the back of race leader NGR Cutler. Gaining more time over 4th and 5th, so 10.6 seconds back to 4th place Ollie. He's managed to pull a bit of time over Luke Doherty. He's out on the freshened tyres though, he's gone for the super softs in this final stint. Luke Doherty out on a reasonably worn set of racing softs. Simon O'Neill's 6th then, kind of out on his own, 7.8 seconds in front of Luke, and nearly 10 seconds back to Zach. Zach and Bigsy now side by side as they head up the hill towards Druids. Bigsy's going to have the inside line. So Bigsy up into 7th though, although Zach comes back at him, and I've just seen Dan almost lose it as he comes through Paddock Hill Bend. He's kept it on track though. Lost a lot more time to the drivers in front. Zach's had to drop back into 8th then. Can he stick with Bigsy enough to get that position back before the end? Oh no, he can't, not anymore. Wide then, on the way into Surtees. Losing a lot of time to Bigsy, now 1.5 seconds back. Down 3.2 back. Thunderrat then top of the Pro-Ams. So he's got 38 seconds lead over 2nd place Graham. Graham's picked himself a bit of a penalty somewhere. He's still got Boonsy Bob lurking in the background, only 1.4 seconds. So not a lot in it between these two. And then there's a big gap back to Boomilar, 20.1 seconds. First set of racing super softs though for Boomy. So Graham Reeds and Boonsy then, gap to 1.4 seconds, not anymore. Boonsy running it also wrong on the way into Surtees. So it gives Graham Reeds a bit of breathing room, the gap up to 2.1 seconds. In the meantime, what's happening up front? NGR Cutler pulled, so something's happened. Potter McPot maybe getting into a bit of trouble trying to get past Pav 46. He's lost a bit of time to Cutler, 6.3 seconds back now. There's only 2.5 minutes remaining. Very unlikely Potter's going to be able to close that gap back up. Cutler will be far too consistent. Now he's got a clean track in front of him. 1 or 2 drivers he's got to pass. Yeah, comfortably out front at the minute. Cutler, 7-second lead over 2nd place Potter McPot. It does look like Pav's going to run to the end on those racing mediums, unless he runs out of fuel. Ollie O'Neill in 4th position, pulled more time over Luke. Yeah, Luke's struggling on those softs now. 5-second gap between himself and Ollie. Simon O'Neill in 6th then. Again, he's had a little bit of a race of his own in race 2. Bigsy got himself past Zach and holding on to that 7th. Pulled a bit of time from him as well. Almost a second already. One set of racing softs versus the absolutely devastated super softs. Zach just trying to lose his penalty through that last turn. Dan now, unfortunately, way off the pace, 8 seconds back. Possibly wrong choice of tyres for you, my friend. The racing hard's not working out around Brands Hatch at all tonight. So Thunderrat leading the Pro-Ams then. Comfortably out in front again. Oh, in the meantime, Boonsy and Graham Reeds have swapped places. I've missed that. What's happened to Graham? 10 seconds back, Graham. Not sure what's happened. Maybe saving a bit of fuel. Let's just chuck ourselves back up front. We've got Cutler then. Just a couple of back markers to get past, but is he going to get past? He might get another lap in. He might get another lap in, Mike Cutler. He's pulled more time over Potter McPot anyway. He might see another lap per Cutler. Yes, he certainly will. So that might be it. He will be race winner. That's the timer ticked over. Potham and Pot then comes around the final turn, crosses the line to take second place. Pav takes third. Ollie O'Neill handbrakes across the line for fourth. Luke Doherty takes fifth. Simon sixth. I'm missing all the handbrakes, sorry. Bigsy and Zach side by side. Oh, Bigsy, Blackwell, Zach, sorry, going for an absolute last corner lunge-a-thon. Ran himself a bit wide though, allowed Bigsy to come back at him. So Bigsy takes 7th, Zach takes 8th. Dan's going to bring home 9th position. I'm going to see a great big hard-tied handbrake. Yes, we are. Full 360 from Dan, thank you. So Thunderrat is going to come home to take the win for the Pro-Ams. He's had a comfortable race 1 and race 2 tonight. So 10th for Thunderrat, or first place for the Pro-Ams. Boomsy Bob then didn't manage to get himself past Graham Reeds in the end. So he's going to take second place in the Pro-Ams. Graham Reeds is going to take third. Boomilar fourth. We'll just wait for NGR Cutler. He's going to come through to take the race win for the pros. Managed to get a sneaky last lap in as well. Good job you had enough fuel on board. Bit of a wiggle for a wiggle and a handbrake into the wall for Cutler. Thank you. Just waiting on Boomsy Bob. So Boomsy Bob comes across the line then, and the last of the finishers. Don't worry, I'll go and have a look at those properly because they disappear pretty damn quick. Yep. Hards. Why? Why, Dan? All sorts of chaos going on in the background by the sounds of it. So, race results for race 2. Cutler taking the win comfortably in the end. Good 11 seconds over Potham at Pot in second. Did look like he struggled a little bit in that final stint. Pav coming home in third, then Ollie O'Neill fourth, Luke Doherty in fifth, Simon in sixth, Bigsy seventh, Zach in eighth, going for that last minute lunge on Bigsy, not working out for Zach. So 8th place for Zach Blackwell. I've got chaos on the mini screen there. Dan coming in 9th, the final place for the Pro-Ams, sorry, for the pros. And then the Pro-Am boys, Thunderrat, taking the race win in race 1 and race 2 comfortably as well for Thunderrat. Boomsy Bob 2nd in Pro-Ams, Graham Reed's 3rd in Pro-Ams, and Boomilar 4th in Pro-Ams. Yeah, some good racing tonight, especially between Simon O'Neill, Ollie O'Neill and Luke Doherty. Some real good door-to-door action between those two. Potham at Pot getting a good win in race 1 as well, managing to take the lead and keep it. See what's happening in the chat. No problem, Cutler. No problem. Blah blah blah. Luke Doherty coming up with the excuses already. Some idiot let a firewall hook off outside his window. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. I'm not having that. Yeah, Bigsy just saying that Zach Blackwell, or Blackwell 411, was piling all sorts of pressure on Bigsy come the end of that race. Right, what have we got coming up? Nothing tomorrow. I'm back at 8:30 for another next gen. That's the team versus team GR3 event. Pav, no problem. That starts at 8:30. 2 races again. Similar format to this. The races are set by laps, not by time though, so they're about 15 minutes and half an hour, but give or take a minute or two depending on how long the big up pot up, depending on how long the tracks are. So that's Wednesday at 8:30. Come and check that out, and then back on Thursday for the GR2s with the P1 boys. That's always some good action on that as well. That's at 9 o'clock on Thursday. That's it. Did have a Sunday League to do, but not doing the Sunday League anymore. So yes, Wednesday, Thursday and Mondays currently. That's me at the minute. So come and check all that out. I hope you like what you watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mum. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.